What's up, you guys? This is Liz. Thanks for coming back to my YouTube channel, or if this is your first time, welcome. I'm Liz. I'm a 23-year-old culinary nutritionist and a future strength and conditioning training coach. I live in Toronto, and guess what? If you couldn't tell, which you probably can't, I have an invisible chronic illness. What's an invisible chronic illness, you might ask? Well, by definition, a chronic illness is something that lasts over 3 months or more and cannot be cured from vaccines or medication, and it just doesn't disappear. My chronic illness is thoracic outlet syndrome, or TOS for short. I started experiencing pain back in 2016 when I was training for my national bodybuilding show. The weights were just getting heavier and I knew that something was off. It just didn't feel right, and no massages could help. Chiro wasn't helping. Physio, I saw naturopaths and acupuncturists, and I did Graston work. I tried everything, and this pain just was not going away. In fact, it was actually getting worse. This past June of 2018, I saw a sports medicine doctor here in Toronto, and he was the one to diagnose me with thoracic outlet syndrome. It was detected through a Doppler ultrasound. After I was diagnosed, he sent me over to a vascular surgeon. Finally, after 2 years and having a diagnosis, I felt hope and relief, and I had faith that I could get back to my old life of bodybuilding and maybe even compete for nationals if I could get better in time. So I might have had too many expectations walking into this appointment with this surgeon, but the appointment did not go as I planned at all. Thankfully, I had my mom with me. She's a huge supporter in my life. I don't even know who I'd be or where I'd be if it wasn't for my mom. Immediately upon him walking into the room, I just had a bad feeling about how things were gonna go. He didn't even remove the pen that he had in his hand to shake my hand. So at first he began with going over a little bit about thoracic outlet syndrome and what exactly was going on in my body. So I have compression on my nerves, my veins, and my arteries. This can cause numbness in my hands. You know, it started with me waking up with numb hands, and it progressed into I'm doing simple tasks like cooking in the kitchen and I have numb hands. I wasn't able to work out. Anything above my head was just a no-go, and shoulders are my favorite, so this was a huge disappointment. I get really weak hands as well. They get tired right away, so I drop a lot of stuff. I also have nerve pain from my neck down to my hands, and it's just not a fun time. So the surgeon started going over thoracic outlet syndrome and really gave me an in-depth explanation. He said he would not perform surgery and that the risks were too high. He actually, in fact, only told me that I had one type of thoracic outlet syndrome, and he said only my nerves were being compressed. He did not do any manual testing with me lifting my arms above my head. He didn't even look at my body or my neck or anything. He just told me, your nerves are being compressed, it's neurological, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Pretty much is exactly what he said. He said surgery was too risky and that there was 20% failure, meaning that I could have further nerve damage coming out worse than before the surgery, and that the success rate was only 80%, and out of that 80%, some of those people still ended up experiencing the same symptoms down the road. I felt pretty devastated. I was thinking, you know, immediately thought, this isn't gonna go away. I'm stuck like this. And the way that the rest of the appointment went only made that idea in my head just dig further down deep. So after hearing that surgery, I should not do surgery, I immediately jumped to, okay, what about physio? What about chiropractors? What about massage therapy? and he responded with, "No, no, no. Quote unquote, no form of therapy will help you. You just need to have support," and looked over at my mom as if she should support me more. She's the biggest supporter ever. He then went on to tell me that I would never work out again, and that I chose the wrong career path, being a chef and wanting to be a personal trainer. He told me that my body wasn't built to have muscle and I should just refrain from using my arms as much as possible. But my favorite thing that he told me in this whole appointment and how he concluded it was, "Come back when you're fully disabled." At 23 years old, you can only imagine how devastating and heartbreaking those words were to hear. I had hopes to be competing in a national competition for bodybuilding. I was just crushed. I burst out in horrendous tears. I could not stop the crying, and this surgeon just looked down upon me, waiting for me to stop crying. I looked over at my mom and I said, "I can't live this way." After 2 years of giving up, working out, feeling normal, experiencing pain every day, on a good night I get 7 hours of sleep, but most nights I get around 3 to 4. After saying this to my mom, he looked at me and said, "So what, you're gonna risk it all and you're gonna get the surgery?" And I said, I don't know what to do. My whole life just felt like it was crashing down on me. After that, he told me that he could give me a referral to another surgeon in Toronto, and I said, yes, absolutely, I want to see somebody else. I left the room crying and headed to the reception desk, waiting to get my referral and find out who the next surgeon I was going to speak to would be. My advice for anybody struggling with anything, any illness, any injury, whatever you're going through, do not always listen to the first person that you see. I highly recommend getting a second, a third, a fourth, however many opinions you need to feel more confident in what is going on with your body and what steps you have to take next to get better. I promise you, things can get better, and you have to have a positive mindset, as difficult as that is. I know how hard it is after you're told, this is your life, this is it. I left the appointment still crying in the parking lot, but once I made it out into the parking lot, I had an idea in my mind. This was not gonna be my life. I was not gonna give up. I actually said to my mom, I'm gonna show up on that doctor's doorstep flexing. One day I'm gonna be where I want to be, and this illness is not going to control me. And the days to come, I struggled with that still, but I still kept that idea in my mind that this was not the end. And that's something you have to hold on to if you're going through something like this. I let that big fat no fuel me into, yes, we are gonna do this. Body, mind, we are gonna come out on top. This is not the end. This is not the end all be all. Life is too short to take no's. And I'm somebody who, if you tell me no, I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to do it. I decided that was my mission from that day forward, to prove to myself, to prove to my family and to my friends, and especially to that surgeon, that I am not going to be fully disabled. My body can have muscle. I'm going to be a goddamn good personal trainer and chef. And that I will get help and I will be better and happy and be where are not going to dictate my life. Trust me when I tell you that you are not alone. It took me a long time to realize that other people are going through a similar thing as me. And you have to do whatever you need to do to feel more confident and comfortable in your own skin. And that took me a very long time. I highly recommend finding either sports doctor, a sports psychologist, or anybody you can talk to that you feel comfortable with, who will understand your situation and be able to help you through that, because as much as this is physically painful, it is mentally draining to have a mind telling you, I want this, I want to do this, I want to be fit, I want to compete, but your body's just saying, I can't do it. I'm exhausted, I can't do it. So I highly recommend finding somebody you can talk to. Also, look online, or Instagram is great for the hashtag thoracic outlet syndrome, or whatever it may be that you are going through. I use that on my Instagram, on my social media, for finding other people with this same illness that I have, and we can be a little community. Facebook, I joined a Facebook group for TOS, so you have to find people who relate to you and who can understand. I'm so thankful I met a few girls, a few women, powerful, powerful women who are experiencing the same thing as me that I've become friends with, and I can see this being like a lifelong friendship of constantly checking in with each other and just supporting each other to the fullest. So do what you need to do to have something small to get through this. And one small thing will lead to another small thing, will lead to another small thing. And at the end of the day, find 3 things that you were thankful for. I had to do that a lot going through this. 3 things I'm thankful for to get me through that night and into the next day. I wake up feeling grateful for what yesterday brought me and what today is going to offer me. Thank you guys for listening to my story. I hope if you're going through something that you just dig down deep and find that fire within you to keep going. Please do not give up, because if I would have given up, I don't know where I'd be. Oh, it makes me emotional. I don't know where I'd be, and I know I'm going to good places, and I'm so thankful for getting told no, because that's fueling me and propelling me into something greater. I'm not going to listen to that, and I'm thankful for the referral I got from my new surgeon, and I'll talk more about that next time. But don't take no for an answer. Get more than one opinion. Find people who will lift you up and not bring you down, and who understand what you're going through. And please don't be afraid to reach out to either a hotline, a helpline, or a sports therapist, or anybody. Also, if you ever need somebody to message, feel free to message me on Instagram, slide into my DMs. I'm always down for a chat, and I had multiple phone calls with some women who are going through the same thing as me. Even if you're not going through TOS situation, please message me, because I'd love to be able to help you by just chatting. An illness is an illness, and it affects you just as much mentally as it does to your body. So thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow I'm getting my eyelashes done. I will put in the link, my eyelash lady. I'm so excited. Andrea is going to do my eyelashes tomorrow. I'll show you what the final product looks like. Alright? Don't forget to like, and hit the subscribe button if you feel like seeing more of my chronic invisible illness journey, and some recipes to come, some workouts to come. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and stay strong, okay? My job. Hey guys, alright, so it is Friday, November 9th, and I'm just getting ready to go get my eyelashes done by Andrea. I'm excited to see what she does. She told me to come with a clean face, so absolutely not a hint of makeup on. And yes, these are my eyebrows. My girl, Canada Microblading, Nita, does my eyebrows. She microbladed them. She's amazing. I will put her Instagram down below in the description so you can check her out. She is located in Thunder Bay, and also she comes to Toronto quite often. But about Andrea, so she is located in Toronto, and I'm really excited. This is my first time working with her. I have had eyelash extensions before, for 3 years straight actually, and that was in Thunder Bay. And when I moved to Toronto, I didn't have my eyelash grow here, and I've been looking for somebody I trust ever since, and I finally have found my girl. So I'm excited to show you guys afterwards what she does, and we'll see what kind of clips I can get there. All right.